Hey guys, Leo from Back to Basics here. Thank you for joining me tonight. Master in the Walk seminar. Free seminar I'm giving out to everybody. Studio audience to show up, but hopefully it's more because of traffic. But if not, we're still just going to talk a little bit before, so hopefully people will show up. So if you're, do me a favor, shoot me a comment. Let me know you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. Off to the side, who you're going to hear, my daughter Samantha. Going to be shouting out as you guys. I know who's here, so I can give you a shout out. But the reason I'm doing this seminar is I believe that 90% of our dogs' issues or unwanted behaviors can be resolved our dogs properly. With that being said, what do we got?
Sheila C says hello, Riverside, California.
Well, South Carolina. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Donna N says hi, Emily from Long Island.
Hello, Donna from Long Island. And matter of fact, I know you guys don't see the comments, but I know Donna will be commenting because that's what she does. She did work really hard on her dog Stark on mastering the walk back to basic style, and a phenomenal dog based on that. So again, we're going to go through any questions you guys have. If you have guys watching now live,
The audience choppy for
okay.
If it is for everyone else. So
Okay, well, we're doing our best, guys. This is a first time platform by live, so because we had 6:30, we're still going to have an audience. Hopefully, people start filtering in. Okay, and then we'll start over. It is.
yes.
Oh, is the audio choppy for everybody? We got one person that said it is. So let me know if it's choppy for everybody or just Steve, because I know who Steve is. And as a matter of fact, we worked on Master in the Walk, I believe, with Steve's dog, and I'm trying to remember his dog's name, but I can't.
Yeah, it is.
It's choppy for everybody. I apologize, guys. I don't know why the audio would be choppy. It could be because we're on a Wi-Fi.
Mute that camera. Oh, I can do that. Hold on.
In here.
I don't need it.
I don't know. But they need.
I put it back on yours.
Okay. Is this any better, guys? Let me know. Hopefully somebody will answer. We'll do our best to work through it. Any comments?
Okay.
So that shouldn't affect the mic. Oh, yeah, I guess it could affect the audio.
Yeah, maybe.
And bars. Yeah. Any better? I see the volume is moving, but it looks like it's moving. Not still choppy. Guys, bear with us. We'll try to figure it out as best as we can. But so walking your dog or anything you want me to bring up in the seminar, hopefully you're understanding me. Put it in the comments and we'll get to them. I'm hoping people come in.
Yeah, there's a couple of people out there with your wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once we get some people in, we'll start the presentation, and you'll do the slideshow from here, and then we have our test subject here, who is sitting still right now.
Oh, she's fun. She's actually resting.
Hey, let him take our dog out, be disobedient and rude.
So, anybody typing any comments, anything? That little thing.
12.
Okay. So there's 12 people out there. If you can hear me, let us know. One, if you're hearing us, hopefully this audio will fix itself eventually.
Not choppy. Only when you speak.
Huh?
When I'm.
So
So it's coming from this computer, I think.
All right, so
Even though it's there.
if you mute your mic, maybe it's getting bubble. Is your mic muted?
The
Should it?
computer mic is muted. Joe R says hi.
How's the sound?
Maybe hook up the microphone. Because then you'll be louder and they might be able to hear you better.
As I'm watching the bar here, it's not sync coming after the fact.
what if she moved?
John says I can hear you. You're breaking up. It's not good. Up a microphone so this way he'll be louder. Hopefully, since you guys can hear me since I'm closer, allow him to be heard better. If you could just give us a few moments.
What if you
found out that you folks are from
What if you moved over here?
next door to you?
What
Lived in Mount Sumner.
Oh, I grew up outside.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's how.
You went to Port Jeff, okay, yeah, because that encompassed all of the Mount Sumner. Oh, yeah.
Because then his voice might pick up. Did you seriously bark?
Oh, you don't need training. Look at you, look how perfect you.
We moved the
Look.
microphone. We moved the computer closer to where the camera is coming from, so hopefully that helps as well. But yeah,
And I got my mic now.
and he has a mic.
Okay. Is this, I don't hear it on there, but you guys.
I do.
Okay. Is this any better, guys?
Yeah, you've got a mic.
Yeah, he's trying to get.
I'm also broadcasting this live, hearing me,
Oh.
so. But welcome, thank you for showing up. Islander,
Yes.
so
Right
whereabouts
next
on
door to each other.
it? Whereabouts on it?
In the villages, the Pulte
not that bad.
home, no, gosh, what's the name of the road? Right off of 25A, where the,
Yeah, I used to
Oh,
work
yeah.
at that beach farm.
uh-huh, oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, no bad difference. All right, guys, just bear with us, we're gonna try to start, since we have to start, and if people straggle late, they have to catch up. That's my theory. So it is welcome. And this may be a one-on-one session.
No, you gotta come.
Oh, okay.
Come in, they were
So
signing
we'll
in.
give it a couple more minutes, but the sound is absolutely no bad. Do this one now and just try to go off of that one.
Well, if it's completely muted.
I don't see where to mute it for, oh, here.
Up on top.
It's not muted. Says not muted.
I mentioned it to
Oh, here.
people.
Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're trying to attempt to go live with
Oh, really? There's no sound.
but they're been a lot of choppiness, so
Did you all
unfortunately, it's been good,
Why
but
not?
for people that are here,
Yeah,
we're good.
comfortable sitting.
Right? Be comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I don't know who's outside, but we're gonna get going. Huh?
Make your free meeting, I told.
Yes?
Okay. Is there a reason why you have to do?
Well, we
This
can,
is the people online, the same thing they're gonna see here.
Okay. Because I have an iPad hooked up to the internet, that's not a problem. But
Well, I have it on
that.
wireless.
maybe we should,
Maybe.
instead of doing the restream on here, they can try to, I'll figure out how to put a link into the comments.
And
Send the
No,
PowerPoint.
We'll keep
and
going. and-
We'll,
Hmm?
it's not,
Well, the slideshow may help them, and whatever they pick up. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go with the punches, huh?
two people are saying hi and stuff.
Oh, okay, so let me know.
Anna said hi to me, so hi. Gabrielle says, just said that name.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Phyllis G says hi. Phyllis G and Junior here from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn in the house.
Oh.
Patrice is saying it might just be your mic.
Maybe. Did you guys see anybody else outside? No? And we lost Chris already.
Coming in now.
We're gonna do our best for the people online. Best I can do. So next time, we'll figure it out better. Okay, so for the people that did show up, well,
Thank you.
seminar is, because I believe personally that 90% of the dog issues can be resolved when people learn how to walk their dogs the right way. The walk that I set up, is designed.
Says, oh, it's, Texas here.
Wow, Texas, Brooklyn, Long Island. I think somebody from Virginia, Steve was somewhere over there. So this is pretty cool. So unwanted issues can be resolved with just learning how to walk the dog. So this is the first step, like I say, up on the PowerPoint, which will go online shortly. Having the happy dog you want. Dogs need, Mother Nature needs to be balanced. I don't know if people understand the system. I think the worst part of Mother Nature is the human balance. It isn't always, so, by the way, Mr. Chris.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I just got it. So a little introduction. I'm Leon. I started back to basics officially. I've been training for over 40 though. And my fellow, everybody on Long Island has big backyards, especially where we were from, the farmlands.
Right.
And one excuse I get for people not walking their dogs is that I have a big backyard. Who cares? Me, I relate to big backyard is imagine watching the same in and day out. No change. You're watching the same, that's what the backyard is. And all of a sudden comes on, you'd be excited about that new commercial. That's what the dogs are. They run around, same smells, ooh, new squirrel, yay! Well, that's not. The other thing I tell people all the time, physically, it's impossible for us to, okay, if you have a little chihuahua or a 200-pound Great Dane. It's very amount. But you can mentally tire them out by doing structure and leadership with them. It has been my pleasure. I've done this seminar across Long Island. Honestly say it's helped hundreds, if not thousands of people have happier, balanced dogs. So that's me. Like I said, I've been doing this, figuring out for about 40 years now. And now I think I finally got to the point where, so, get right into it. Is it fun walking your dogs?
No.
Okay. Does it look something similar? If not, it is what it is. All right, see how choppy it is on the screen here. Does this look familiar? The dog going behind all over the place? Yeah. Watch this. Boom, almost takes her off her feet. Look familiar? I want to walk a dog that way. I did a seminar, had the privilege of having my wife and my daughter, not seminar, session with them. I did one session, and we focused on that. And this was about a month later. You're barking at a dog on TV? This is about a month later.
Wow, beautiful, no leash.
She's dialed in on that TV.
That can happen to anybody's dog.
Wow.
There's no magic sleeves for a reason. There's no magic. There's nothing on my sleeves when I do this. But these really follow through on what I was saying, what we taught them. And I can't, anybody who's from the north knows what those long women coats, down coats with the feathers destroyed for jumping up on her on a walk, biting and playing and doing nonsense. So I created 5 stages of a walk, five-step program. And each step goes a different state of mind than what we're used to. I'm sorry, I forgot the dog's name.
Sadie.
Did you ever make the mistake, or any of you guys ever make the mistake where you say, Sadie, want to go for a walk? Want to go for a walk? Excited for the walk?
Oh, yeah.
And then we can't stand the walk. So everything I'm going to talk about is your mind. It's not about this. It's about this. And it's going to be rewarding the calm. Reward the calm. So the first step is just putting a leash on the dog. People don't even think that's part of the walk. Because how many of you have played the game with your dogs where you're chasing your and playing what your dog is asking you to play, which is, hey, you're it. The dog is hiding underneath something because they don't want to go for a walk and we're dragging them out. One of those states of minds are right. So if you have an excited dog, sees just sees it and gets excited, and if you put the leash on when they're excited, what don't you like on the walk? The excitement. Excitement is what creates leash reactivity, just so we're all on the same page. We'll get into leash reactivity. A dog that's excited, you can't put the leash on. Step 2 is threshold management. I'll get into a lot about this in a second. Threshold management. Part of the walk for the dog. It is the most important part to save your dog's life because it teaches them in a few minutes. The structure of the walk, and if you notice I put it in, there's a reason I did that, and I go back to the days of when and there's a thing called respecting our teachers. We knew we were supposed to follow our teacher's direction, our directions. That's the classroom. The next part of the walk is recess. Dog with a little bit more freedom. I'll get into all this, and then returning home back to. So let's get into it. Taking the leash out. Check your energy. Doing this for all these years is I got people that are super excited to take their dogs for walks. Oh, crud, I got to take the dog for a walk. I really don't feel like taking it. I'm just going to let them out. None of those are good. It's about energy. So went for a walk. I'm just going for a walk. Why is this, why do we make such a big deal out of it? I want to go for a walk with my wife. I'm not going to say, Marcy, I want to go for a walk. You know, I'm not going to get her all excited. No, it's going to be matter of fact, nonchalant type of attitude and energy. So if you don't check your own energy, that you're just going for a walk. It's not the world. I know it's raining out, it stinks and doing all that, but it is what it is. Is your dog? Stop. Don't go anywhere. Because you can't, if you can't control, for lack of better terms, with the excitement, how can you control if there's more stimulus than the everyday? Oh, mom's shoes are there, that's dad's shoes. I know all this smells. I know when you get outside, there's gonna be butterflies and leaves and bunnies and whatever else is out there. All that. So you can't start the process excited. If you started excited, it's gonna be. Is your dog scared or unsure? I don't know if anybody here has one, but I've worked with dogs. As soon as you put the leash on them, they don't want to go. And then what do we do? That's not good either, because the dog is in the right state of mind. So now we're going to get a world where there's more stimulus, which is going to shut the dog down more to walk when they're unsure. Would that dog trust me? No. Somebody into a trunk of a car. I'm not, they're not going to trust me. Dog sitting calmly. If they are, we can continue. So if you're dog and you're playing that game with the leash, stop. Sit down, take it out. So don't put time limits on things, get out of the way. Worst thing you ever make mistakes, putting a time limit on. If your dog is excited, you stop. Why aren't you putting a leash on me? Sit. Now I have your attention. What at that point? You or the process of walking? You need to come so the dog respects you. Oh, I heard the noises outside. The world is distracted. If your dog is giving you, how you can continue the process. So the dog's calm, and we put the leash on. You're going to paint an imaginary X on the floor. Discipline, ritual, process, journey, whatever we want to call it, starts to your front door. If your dog starts dragging you, in your case, two dogs start dragging you, don't continue. Stop. Because it's their state of mind telling you. They're in control. Not a good, healthy combination. Are they very reactive when they see other things outside?
My dog is very reactive and not in a good way.
It starts off excited. We're going to get into why leash reactivity that started off. There's a reason for it. So if at any point I start that journey to the front door, they start bolting, they come back to that until they can walk with us to the door. It may take a while. Mentally, you're challenging them. And most of the times when I work with these customers, this is the first. When they're not mentally challenged, they have a lot of energy. The process going to the door, everything works good, you can continue. If not, you just breathe in the roses, blow out the candles, because it's coming from your energy. This is why I don't want to do that. And you just stop the process. Regroup yourself. You can use your discipline, or if they start dragging you, no. The discipline, because dogs do understand the world of discipline, is not to hurt or scare your dog, but if your dog starts dragging you, not to throw him into the wall, just, whoa, that was uncomfortable. Remember what punishment used to be? Uncomfortable. What's the purpose? Don't make the same mistake twice. Most people don't understand when I say discipline a dog, it's never to hurt or scare the dog, but it's not, because as much as you women don't think us men can multitask, dogs, once they're focused on, I'm going for that walk, that's all they care about. When your dog's reacting to their face, they probably won't even care, because they got that tunnel vision. So the reason not to hurt them, not to choke them, not to scare them, not to do anything, but unlock the brain. Oh, what was that? No, I'm good at that. So you pop the leash, not say, hey, and then you, oh, that no sound that you said, because it should be, oh, no's a bad word all of a sudden. That's a good thing if a no's a bad word. And you bring them back to that imaginary X. That process of getting to the front door is crucial. You control it inside your home. How can you expect to control it out? It's like having a kid that's not in control in your own house. What are they going to do when they go to the outside? Nowadays, parents don't have control. Look at the kids outside. Have no respect for anything. So, threshold management, I have stated, is the most important part. If you notice, I can put it all in caps. I'm yelling at you people. Important part. It's twofold. If you can't control the threshold, you can't. But it also teaches dogs a very valuable life lesson. Front door open does it. It is the most important lesson, because we know as humans, into the street can get them killed. So why not just eliminate puppy 101, and it's not in puppy 101s. Well, if your dog does not know how to walk out through that front door like a lady or a gentleman, you can't. Don't ever want them to think that that front door is an invitation just to go out. By the way, guys, access point to the outside world. So if your access point to the outside world is with a garage, if you have a yard with gates, do this threshold management exercise at the gates. World of Facebook, how many times do you hear, it was windy, my gate blew off, and I'll teach them it's not okay to go through the gate without permission. But you can't. So threshold management. What do I mean? Some people have two doors. They have a storm door and a regular door. I don't ever know what the name called a regular door. Okay. If your dog is dragging you through the door, they have. So how the process should look is you get to the door. Think about how your door opens and put your dog in a place. How many times, if the stage is the door right here, you can't open the door because the dog is sitting there. So what are we doing now? Now we're dragging the dog away. Door, sit. So I can open up the door. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen before it happens because I'm that good. You're going to get your dogs. Dogs are very obedient. They sit on command. State of mind. Behavior is different than obedience. Obedience is I'm going to sit, but I'm still looking at it. I get out there. I want to get out there. Well, that dog's not behaving. And again, for us old school, when we directions, remember I said about classroom? We all knew when we sat in, we were told to pay attention to the teacher in the front of the room, right? We always had that one kid, though, that was looking out the window, flapping Janie's ponytails or whatever, misbehaving in class. He was obedient, he sat, but his state of mind is a behavior. That whining is not a good, because somebody is not getting her way.
She wants her mama.
That's fine.
Oh. And say me, she may act, sure, no, because she's talking in my classroom. She's being that kid I was just describing. So, Sadie, yes, out through the threshold. If this was the threshold, no through, and I invite her. And I'm going to show you this by the door. I know I couldn't figure it Hopefully they're hearing me better. So the routine is I'm gonna have her sit or stay. I don't want sitting. I don't want forward motion. But I want, whoops. My hands with the clicker. I didn't mean to click.
Right here.
So if I'm at the door and she's sitting and she's being good and she's not, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. But I'm sitting because you asked me to sit. We're not ready to go. My mind is outside, not focused on me, and I'm not relevant at this point. Calm. I'm going to go touch the doorknob, and you know what she's going to probably end up doing? Get up and get ready to go. I stop. Because the door, sense of excitement. Your dogs both out the door. If they have the opportunity, because of excitement. It's an inanimate object. So this is really this part of threshold management. So if I can touch the doorknob and they don't move, I can start opening the door. At any point, if they get up and they start getting excited, I shut the door and start over. Labor of love. But it works.
Yeah.
Now this door open, the decorative door. That's what we're gonna call it. The decorative door. We got it open. Storm door. If you have a house with a storm door, you're going to touch that doorknob, and the process is going to start again. Because dogs are steps. You don't have to shut the decorative door. You pass that part of the threshold. Does that make sense? Now we get to the storm door. We get it open. Good. Now we can start of walking out. So, say, look over. You sit. I know you're not sure. You're acting shy. Sit. Sit.
She knows how to.
She, right now she's unsure.
Yeah.
This is new. She's in front of people. This is handling her leash. So she's unsure, and that's normal. I'm not going to force her to. Hey, sit. Sit. What you do is put the push down. Nope. Sit. Come on, you almost there. Just put the handy down. Relax. I'm not going to coddle her being scared. So we're going to stop walking for a state of mind. If I start saying it's okay, because that's the human thing.
It's okay
That
to behave
state
that
of
way.
mind is okay. Well, I'm not going to hurt her. Part of understanding the state of mind is crucial. Because if I reward her by saying it's okay to be afraid, it's not okay. That's why I say we can't drag a dog out from them if they don't want to go for a walk. We have to help them. We have to guide them. Sit. Sit, baby girl. Good girl. Where you were? Oh, entangled. Okay, so now she's sitting, and I'm ready. No. Good. No. Be quiet. Sit. 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 Girl. No. Good. Wasn't soft. It wasn't hard. But so the no means something. And if she walks through the door like a lady, I'm happy. I'm not going to protect you. Sit. Sit. And you'll see each time I do this,
You go first.
I always go first. I invite them out the door. Reason, because front door open doesn't mean out. I may just want to go out and pick up the package. That doesn't give you permission to go out. So the only way they're allowed to go through those thresholds is work. And it could be come, it could be okay, whatever word you choose, as long as you. So sit. Sit. You almost did it. So what I'm doing is using leash pressure to guide her. And her reward, where are you going? No, come here. Sit. Good. And as soon as that tuchus hits the ground, where did I go?
Rewarded.
Her reward. I'm not hanging her, I'm not choking her. It's like horses, whatever a horse. Slight rein pressure makes the horse do something. You don't use it because nowadays everybody's worried about noises. You shouldn't be doing that. So, good girl. Come. And then she's a little faster than I would like her to. But that's okay, because she's still unsure.
Right.
Sit. Good. Each time will be easier and easier. She's just going through a process. Back to school for advanced trigonometrics, about the way there's a test in a half hour. That's how all that happened. So threshold management is crucial because you need them to understand they are not allowed through the door being given permission. Make sense?
Yeah.
We know, and please, people, take this to every part. If you have a garage, the door needs to be considered a threshold. The big garage door should be a threshold. The gate should, side door with my personal dogs, even my fenced-in backyard with the sliding glass door, are allowed out if I didn't ask to tell them it was okay. Why? Because I needed to save their lives. I taught them at my gates. I taught my dogs knew the rules. But I took the time. This is crucial. It is so crucial to get her to walk out the door like a lady, like I'm asking. If you have an hour dedicated to your walk, and it takes you 45 minutes, your walk's 15 minutes. That's all it is, because mentally, you should give up on that process, because it will save their lives. That's super important to me. So, at any point, once we get the doors open and we start walking out, I invite her out. We can continue. But if once I give her that release, because sometimes if she follows out and she comes out like a lady, we can shut the doors, whatever. We can continue. But if she bolts out at 700 miles an hour, imaginary acts. Does that make sense? Because that's where, now I'm using the word thing. Karate, the military, those are all forms of discipline, doing something. That's where this started, that's where we're going to continue from that point. If your dog is sitting because they're good and you're standing out the door waiting, contact. When they look at you, they're looking at you for guidance, like our kids do, or should do. If they're looking around you, I see a squirrel, I see a leaf, I see a outside. Wait them out. Because if they're focused on, guess what's going to happen? They're going to bolt out the door 700 miles an hour. And I call it the Emma syndrome. Emma was one of the most obedient dogs I've ever worked with. You tell us the rules. When I was teaching her how to do the walk, I was doing it without the owner's presence, really good. She got it. The owner was calling me up and saying, I'm having a problem. I can't get out of the door. She asked Emma to sit. Emma's tuchus was that far off the ground.
Yeah.
The owner of Emma wasn't relevant in his eyes at all. So we had to work more in a favor for somebody who I knew. So if your dog's sitting there looking around, just stop. This part is crucial. Nope. Good. Go. That's when they walk out the door like ladies and gentlemen. Same way you would expect to walk out. I don't expect my kids to run past me when they're around. No, you wait, because we know. The structure. School. I'm going to pick on your flexi leash right now.
Yeah.
Those flexible leashes, retractable leashes are 25 feet long. If your dog is 15 to 25 feet front of you or someone in charge of your walk. Period. That's a pack mentality. Whoever's in front is a protect the pack. That's one of the things that create leash reactivity because they're doing their dog coming too close to you. And another dog could and go after, if they're truly an alpha dog, go after that dog. Where the walk, I'm going to remember to put that down. If I was walking, say, this part of the leash closest to her, I should be so relaxed that it should be like if I ask my wife to go for a walk, that's how relaxed it should feel, unless she's mad at me, then it's not fun. Then she squeezes and it hurts. I think I know a lot of my training. But this is as much leash as for the first part of the walk. The only time I'll change that up is if you live in an apartment or something to use the bathroom. Because then, you know, wake up in the morning, the dog's got to go. But at least once a day, you should always do the structure. Even like we live in the apartment, Zoe can do whatever she wants, pretty much, within reason. My shoulder still has to stay intact. But she does get one good structured walk where I'm in control 100% of the walk. Yeah, in their lives. So, and I'm going to use my matching hour. The first, for an hour, first 20 minutes of the walk, it should be about structure. Not smelling, pooping, dragging you to the mailboxes, the fire hydrants, the fence posts, every place to Fido. No, because if they're dragging you to there, who's in charge? Because you guys are, you know, may understand this. You're from New York, so you definitely would understand most of your life. From New York. Okay, so who remembers when gas prices in Jersey were dirt cheap? We used to do that road trip from Long Island to Florida every year. The very first, the last rest area on the Jersey Turnpike to gas up, because the gas is expensive too. But we knew we were going to stop. That was going to be our first stop. We weren't going to stop at every, or every, you know, when I was with my parents, every McDonald's or whatever, they go, can we eat here? Can we go here? You're out of your mind. When a dog is dragging you to smell everything, you're stopping it. That 18-hour drive to Florida will now take 28 hours. So don't allow. You should be able to walk the dog like this. Come on. If she pulls, I don't have a camera. Ever.
That's what I was thinking.
No. So she's here to follow me. And I'm not. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Good. Sit. Come on. Sit. No. No. If she does, that's okay too. Come on, baby girl. Sit. No. Good. Never give up. Never sit. She doesn't know it from me. So why would I get mad at her? Okay. Sit. Good. Much quicker. And she's going to get rewarded. How is she getting rewarded? My energy changes when she does it. So the first part of the walk is that short leash. She's not doing anything. She's not. You should be able to make left-hand turns, right-hand turns, figure eight, and she should follow you. Most of the time people think because they pay for a 6 foot that the dog deserves all of it. They don't. The first part of your walk should be about structure. Again, if you live in a place where you have to walk the dog to the bathroom for the first, at least that first part of the walk, but you can always regroup. The reason I say this is I don't want you to project negative energy. Maybe out with Fido. Fido's really, really bad. It's a negative energy. But because you're an active dog and you don't want to associate with that dog or that person, well, your surroundings. That's okay. Because they don't have control of the dog and you're trying to teach your dog how to be in control, avoid the situation at that point. Eventually, I would say go towards Fido because you need to, but you're learning how to control your dog. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So check your surroundings. Somebody you don't want to associate, come from the left, come to the right. That's okay. And you should change up your routes every so often. It's boring. Relax and breathe. I can't tell you how many people forget they're supposed to breathe when they walk the dog. If you don't breathe, you can't relax. How many breathe in the roses below? You can't. I start every structured walk with any new dog I do, just to center myself, because it's going to come from my energy. I will never hold people though. You'll never ever see me wrap a leash around my hand, because I'm tense. It's not a good energy. So I may loop it. My goal is 2 fingers on a leash. That's another reason why I don't like those handles. And chases your dog, they're scary.
It is.
So they need, you can get a 25-foot leash if you're in a field, like say here, and you want to work. Right? You get a 25-foot leash without that plastic case around it and work, which we'll talk about. It's all about structure, no sniffing, like the first dog. It's not about zigzagging. How many times do you walk your dog and you're changing where your hands are? You're doing one of these. No, wait, no. Yeah, no. If I put my dog on my right, she's going to stay. If I put her on my left, that's where she's going to stay. As far as what is the right way, left or right side doesn't make a difference. Unless you're planning on showing your dogs, doesn't matter. That left came from the dog shows because of the way you walk around the job. I think dogs should learn to walk on both sides of you, because I've worked with dogs that being on the left, that's where they want to be, and they're, oh, no, you're still going to do what I ask you to do. It makes it harder for me to get them into a routine because they're so used to it. So the bigger the dog, usually I walk on my right side because I'm a righty. They come on the left, whatever you're comfortable with. Don't let them tell you what. I always put myself on the roadside, so I'm going to get hit by the car first. Routine. Okay, recess. So you understand the structured part. Any questions? And any questions of people online asking it? I forgot to ask you.
Yeah.
So that people
People
live.
said hello and stuff.
Okay, we just,
Poor connection still going forward. I did start recording it separately, and we will be posting it tomorrow. And we apologize again for the.
any questions on the first 2 steps that we talked about? Threshold, well, 3 steps. Back up. Put a leash on the dog in the first part of structure. Any questions?
Do you have a preference whether it's just a collar or a walking?
As far as tools go, I'm not a big fan of harnesses. These were designed originally for tracking and pulling purposes. So the stronger the breed, the less likely they're going to have to control your dog. I understand the concept once you hear that sound. It's a horrible sound. I don't want to hear it. But I'm not going to create. Where harnesses are good is if the vet tells me the dog has a trachea problem. Then we can't put anything on there. The dog is pulling me and creating tension on the leash, on the collar. Eventually they're going to learn. But if we start off everything calmly, you may not hear that. The problem with harnesses, especially on the bigger dogs, and I've seen them on Great Danes. I'm like, wow. When you make that simple leash correction that I was talking about, being good, if I did that when she's on the harness, I'm trying to control the whole entire body.
That's what I was asking.
With a leash, I prefer the slip. Normally, I would set it up higher on the dog. I can go into all that with you. Because I said that, I'm trying to control the mind, so I'd rather have a quick connection. So I like, personally, there are a million different types of walking leashes. There's choker chains, there's prong collars, there's halties or whatever. I always tell, first of all, if you guys aren't going to be comfortable with the tool is useless. Our dog, I could literally walk on a rope, on a piece of thread with 2 fingers. The dog's saying she felt better with one of the gentle leaders. It gave her confidence. Well, guess what? If you have confidence, because your energy is going to say it's going to work. Yeah. I'm not the only, personally, for my dog, is because she goes, when I put her in the car, I can see both of them. Because that's what I use on hers as well.
Jackie K, Martingale collar.
Martingale collars are very, very good. Martingale collars, pretty much what we used to call a chain. I don't have one with me. I should have probably brought one in. But basically, collar. So it's not a chain anymore. And it has another loop in it. So and it's tightening up. They can't slip out of it. Where a regular gets spooked. Have you ever had a dog back out of the collar?
Mhm.
Scary. A Martingale collar, it's very similar to work with a slip leash. So Martingale collars are a good choice. People tend not to put them up high enough and tight enough to be effective. I have no problem with people use those vicious prong collars. Tools never will. Tools will get this. A tool will never hurt the dog. The person will hurt the dog. So personally, I don't think Petco or any of those places tools. They should have been trainers. My daughter cannot walk her dogs without weapons. Never once did we see puncture marks or anything like that. I can walk her dogs on this. Her with confidence. They don't hurt her. Prong collars, the things we see on Facebook, just so everybody knows, the dog embedded wasn't even a prong collar. It was one of those old-fashioned side. The kids filed sharp and flipped it over. And then put it away from it, where it couldn't get to it. And it actually was trying to get the food. And it happened in England, I can tell you. A good quality prong collar, first of all, is rounded metal. Rounded metal is not going to puncture your skin. Just because I brought up the subject of prong collars. If you ever watch dogs play, they bite each other. You and I are bloody messes. Are you going to put that much pressure on your dogs? You're not even going to equal a bite of another dog. So you're not going to puncture the dog. It's a misconception. There's nothing wrong with it. If used properly. Right. Our dog Zoe has a thyroid problem. So when something hits her thyroid or that area, I use a prong collar for it. Never hear the noise? Do I need it for any other? Even sometimes with this, she'll choke. So if I know she's having a bad time, I'm not going to hurt her. I refuse to hurt my dog. Again, the tool.
He's gonna put it on himself.
I put it on myself. I've had a 4-year-old kid hanging off on my skin. It's uncomfortable. But again, if a dog bites me as hard as they bite each other, I'm bleeding. Think about, and they don't, which is amazing.
Jackie.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So this is gonna be a stupid question.
There's no
You're
such.
gonna reprimand me for even doing this.
I don't know.
My
I know
husband
your
does on
husband.
this. So my neighbor across the street has one of Sadie's puppy that she had had. And so they like to play together from home. And so she'll text me and say, hey, send Sadie over. So we have a routine.
You're over since.
Yeah.
You're over?
Or likewise, I'll say, hey, send Sky over. We both go to the to make sure that nobody is coming. There's no other dogs. There's no cars. And she's all like, I'm not going to do it because I don't want her to get excited. But she'll say, hey, and she takes off and she runs across the street, or vice versa. Her house or her dog comes straight to my house. While I'm trying to the walk, is doing that going to be confusing to her?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll have to
Because
figure out
so let's talk about excitement for a second. I don't think I'm gonna get 100 questions today, so, you know, so we don't have that many people. So when I say I reward calm,
Mhm.
if you master the threshold and you allow one step calmly, and then you give her the release,
Yeah.
that's different.
Okay.
You can't go on stage. I was told I have to, unless you want to play music. I don't on their own. It's no different again than having kids get excited on their own. They're going. If I ask them to be excited or allow them to be excited, that's different. All about excitement. So if you want to continue to do that, what I would do is continue threshold.
Right.
Get her out onto the stoop or someplace where you can check under control, allow it, which
Okay.
is different than her making the decision on her own.
Right.
If she makes it in trouble, because she's not going to look both ways before she crosses the street.
Right. Okay.
You had a dog that did it. But for the most part, you should control that excitement.
Okay.
That's fine. Because
Gotcha.
you made the decision. She didn't. I don't want her to make the decision. Does that make sense? Yes.
So my question is, like, what if they never get for an hour or so? Do you just say, all right, we're not going anywhere, take the leash off and you're done?
Most dogs like to walk.
Right,
So their reward for doing what you ask them to do is act.
right.
You have 2 dogs, I would say focus one dog at a time.
Yeah.
Good time. Good night.
Yeah,
I've worked with threshold a little bit, and I take a place on the carpet. I can, and then little by little, and I'll open the door and I'll teach them to stay. But if they hurt another dog out there, they're not that
Right.
disciplined.
Right.
We have
It takes time. And how much time? I got to check.
Takes forever.
People ask me all the time. If I can tell you, I'd ask for a lot more money.
Yeah.
I can't predict because every dog's an individual. Katie may pick it up tomorrow if you start practicing this. Your dog may not, because they're individuals. I raised 3 daughters, so believe me, they're all learning at a different pace.
So if you have a time limit and they're not there, you just hang
If
up
you
the
only have a
leash.
certain amount of time,
You just-
which is a calm state of mind.
Just anything, just
Anything.
even if it's just putting the leash on.
Right.
Okay,
Break it down to individual steps.
so then take one dog on the walk.
Master, you have to dedicate, you have to split your time.
So I could put one in the backyard while I'm working with.
Fair is fair, you work with the other one.
Right.
And one of your dogs may get it right away, one may not.
Right.
I would love to see you walking down with your 2 misbehaved, let me rephrase that, I don't like the term
Leash
misbehaved. Behaviors. They're unwanted because they don't know any better.
Mhm.
I would like to see you walking down the street, I just go and have confidence still.
And we're very guilty. Well, and the other one we just adopted, and she was somewhat trained, but with treats.
Right.
Always with treats. Guilty of like, no, I don't really want to get. So it's the backyard thing, and then my thing is horse and leave them by themselves. They're going to go cuckoo.
Mhm.
So it's like they need to be
That's-
walked.
One of the things, in the beginning I talked about Mother Nature, the swim dogs are meant to travel.
Right.
Running around the backyard is not travel.
And I think
It does.
because the longer they do that, the more excited they're going to be to get out.
Right, well, it's like homeschooling kids. Kids stayed at home until they're 18 years old, and then we send them off to, college. They don't know what to do because they never had the social skills. Social skills are important. But I even tell you, if you have the control of a nice yard, dogs are really bad at pullers. Working your yard with the structure. Pull, you can drop the leash, they're still safe. I don't want to see humans getting hurt. Some of these dogs. But you still, even though it's not their backyard, that's what everybody thinks that the backyard's the dogs. It's not. It's yours. You pay for it. Them. If they start cleaning up after themselves, maybe I consider the yard being theirs. As long as I'm cleaning up, it's mine. You can do that whole structure that I'm talking about in your yard, and then slowly, once you control it there, because that's a lot of excitement. They're used to being in control of their yard.
Well, we have 2 over there, 5 the next, and
Fence fighting is never allowed. A whole other
yeah,
set.
5 over there.
Yeah. So, recess. What do I mean? Give the full leash. This is what we can give the full leashes. Let them smell, pee, poop, do whatever they want in reason. Public service announcement, folks. If your dog poops in public, please. I have to say that every time because it's the most annoying part of dog owners. They don't clean up. Allow your dog to sniff, do whatever they want to do. And remember, I purposely put the word. Remember when we were in recess? There was always a recess monitor outside with us. Rules were relaxed, but there were still rules. What's the rule? Don't play. So what do I mean by that for the dogs? If I'm, let's say, to go and smell, do whatever you want to this, and I'm not comfortable, the whistle's gonna blow, which will be me popping the leash and saying, no, don't stand. Yeah, I'm giving you this freedom, but you still have to follow my rules. There's too many people will all of a sudden their feet are flying in the air trying to chase the dog in the recess part. Nope. See right there, that little bit of tension, I don't like that. So she has to learn when she stops. That's what recess should be. Do not allow them to drag you, basically, is what I said. This time is over, folks. We do not need to ask the dog's permission to go home. How many people do? Sadie, you done? You ready to go home? Ask me, hey Leon, you want to go back to class? Recess? The answer would have been no. Bell sounds, we knew as growing up, bell sounds, get back to class. Line up, get back up. Just shorten up the leash and go back home with the exact same structure. Again, using that magic hour, because I would like to see everybody walk the dogs twice a day for an hour each time. I'm realistic. 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes is about structure. Next 20 minutes is about recess. A little bit more freedom, but the last 20 minutes is back to structure. Returning home. Should be the way. And if you think they set up elementary school this way for a reason, because we want our kids to come home. No sniffing, same exact rules. You're going to learn to invite your dog into your home. Most people, especially in the training processes, they get close to their home, they drop the leash and tell the dog to go. Who's in control of that last, or who's excited for that last little bit? You're representing that point of view. No, you walk to the door and you reverse threshold management. You don't let the dogs in first because they claim. Animals claim. This is mine. Many people that get puppies or rescue dogs or whatever, get them into the house and the dog's mine, that's mine, that's mine. Everything they jump on is theirs. No, you control
That's
it.
another problem.
You know, you do know that the leash is not for walking. And I say that specifically, if you happen to use it for the walk. If I have a dog that's overly excited and has the zoomies, I'm not going to leash on the dog. I'm not walking, but I'm going to leash for control of the dog. I'm not going to get aggravated. So you go through the door, invite them into your home, which is starting to change a lot of their dynamics. It becomes your home. Right now, most of the dogs I know, they own the homes. We pay having kids. Take the power away. But it's all based on conflict, and you're all going to make those mistakes. Listen, man, I'm a southerner. all gonna make is tomorrow, you're gonna think everything I said, which is so put you behind the eight ball. Thinking gets us in trouble. Trust your instincts. It's big. When you take off the leash, be calm. They're not calm. You set yourself, take the leash off, and then you can give them a release, go get water or whatever, or just walk away from it. The whole thing is designed to reward the state of mind you want. I like this first state of mind I saw, so I wasn't going to reward her. If she was excited, I would actually disagree with the excitement because she made that decision. And you can always reward them for doing a good job. Could be treats, could be just reward. I know people are big on treats in this world. Best reward is you're truly happy with that walk that you just had for 1 hour. They're going to know it. They want to please us, but we got to also satisfy their needs, their dogs, babies.
I don't dress her up.
They're not little people. It's when I see people treat them like their furry family or one of their kids, you're actually insulting who they are. It's like if I'm the boys I've known for 20 years, I'd be rude, right? When we don't treat them for being what they are, they're dogs. And by showing them love is showing them that you understand what they're communicating to you. A bit of whining. She's used to getting her way when she wants. I'm watching them nod back there. You know, it's okay to say no to it. The dog whine, they get up and go get a flaming gun for the dog. The dog's telling you what to do. Same people don't let their kids tell them what to do, but they'll let the dogs tell them what to do. Anyone so far? So this is the basic contact us. I think I did not add on here. I'll talk about it in a few minutes as I am going to be coming up with a good gym who's going to allow me to use the RW training for socialization. More than what most other trainers offer. You got contact information on those QR codes that are on there. It will take you to my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, Back to Basics. And you can always find me on Facebook at Back to Basics Dog Training. It used to be online, and now it's us. Every Saturday, people would like to know, I also do a live free Q&A dog training session on my face. Sign in, type your questions, I answer any questions asked. And then that's
Pretty good. I hadn't seen that.
I'm proud of that one. And that's Mastering the Walk 101. So I am going to be rolling. Please, if you're on Facebook, find my Facebook page and share it with your friends. There will be 4 different group training classes I'm going to roll out. One will be what I call basics, because pretty much doesn't know anything, but is a good dog. Needs basic obedience. So it's like the next one will be pretty much the same thing, but taking it to another level. So we just sit and I'm going to walk away and expect her to stay. He's going to gear them up towards the American Canine Good Citizen program. AKC? It's exactly what it says. It's the Canine Good Citizen. Dogs to be. There are 10 steps that they have to follow. One of the hardest ones, it's the dogs, because one of the part of the test, the owner has to leave the dog and walk away. Yes. Because, and I use it because I try to have no one with a lot of things I do is I'm taking the dog for a walk in the park. I need to use the restroom. I see somebody who I look like I can trust. I don't want to bring my dog into the level. Hey, can you do me a favor? Hold the dog. Hold my dog for me. You know, I see a family with kids or something. You don't want your dog acting like an idiot. It's embarrassing. The Canine Citizen Program is exactly that. There's 12 sides. One of them is, that's probably about here. Dog has to be 25 feet away from you. And you has to wait for you to all things to do. I don't know if you guys saw when we were here Saturday, I was actually doing that with Zoe down at the ball field. And there, I walked to the, she was about 50 feet away from me. She stayed in line. That's my dog. I constantly work, by the way, with my own dog. I reinforce. The dogs, they make mistakes, so it's my job to continue to reinforce. When does education end up dying? When do you stop learning? The day you die. That's right. Those group classes are going to be really good, but those are for dogs that don't have behavioral issues. I am going to be offering a problem-solving class. Any dog is welcome to come. Issues are. There are people aggressive, dog aggressive, doesn't matter to me because it will be controlled. Reactive. I will meet you in the parking lot. They will not go to where the group is and hide. It's all. People are amazed that I can bring a reactive dog into a group.
And he's good off leash. It's almost like he wants to go hang out.
But what type of dog is it? I don't only ask that question.
He's part lab and part pit.
Because he's a strong breed dog. If Sadie gets
Mhm.
okay, no big deal. She's not going to knock me on my feet. Strong breed dogs get overly excited, the same as a Chihuahua, Sadie, or tend to correct with anger, frustration, and tension. Eventually, his mind is you're constantly. Every time I see another dog, there's that tension. I don't like the tension. So their overexcitement now has changed to aggression.
Because he can go to the and be fine.
My dog is most of the time very good on leash and off.
Yeah.
But there are some dogs that when she meets on a leash, she doesn't. I tell people pack walk all the time. Do pack walks with your neighbors.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm going to walk around here. But the pack walk is not about interaction. I don't really interact on a leash. It's dangerous.
Right.
How many times have you almost get pulled off? How many fights happen when dogs are on leash?
We really went through the work when we were introducing this dog that was in a foster. We did the whole thing. We did meet in the park. We did, the walking together. We did on the property. It made all the difference in the world. I mean, they're best friends. They play too rough couch.
I don't like dogs playing in the house.
I need to do something about that.
You're in charge. It's like when I grew up, and I use a lot of my job this. When I have friends over, we were allowed to play in my outside, not in the living room.
Right.
There were rules.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Nope. So play in the house because they will destroy your house.
Right.
They don't mean it, but then what happens is we get mad at them. Well, no, get mad at yourself because you didn't set the rules you want.
Right.
So how do you control that? They're not allowed to play in the house. But you should start that learning how to reward their calm. Everything they do, you base it on them being calm, not overly excited, and anything else. Even when they're outside. There's a video somewhere where we had, 8, 9 dogs at the house? Yeah. And I let, by name, and it was whoever was the calmest dog, into the yard. The reason I did that, I let them all out like most people would. Those bulls in a China shop, because overexcitement turns to aggression.
Right.
In animal and human. Wrestling, I was like, over too much and you get into a fight. So not excited getting outside. What's the best step to do that? Just don't open the back door and let them down. The backyard now represents calm. Everything has to represent calm. If you can't represent, you can't control. Because naturally, they're going to be rough. That's why I get a kick out of some of these people with some of the tools that are out there. I'm telling you, I've been bit by dogs that my own dog, I liked her once and she bit me and she got me good. She didn't mean it. It was my fault. I let her get up, but I snapped my fingers and she went right back down to where she should have been at that.
So like the running the fences with the neighbor.
Unacceptable.
I try to get them to just come, I just go get them and make them come in.
But you're asking.
Right, I know. I need to,
You need to go out with a leash and you can't move until they're calm. Because you want to represent your fence line as calm. The German Shepherd up on Long Island, who, I don't know if you realize, German Shepherds are really hurting breed dogs. They did them as guard dogs, but they're really meant to hurt bigger sheep and cows. A couple got a German Shepherd, they got a brand new built-in pool, and they got those really non-slip, which are like sandpaper, if you ask me. First day the pool was open, kids all went into full herding mode, trying to herd these kids from running around, because that represented it. Now they got a pool involved with these sandpaper type bricks. The dog ripped its forehead. So they had worked with another trainer before me who did only group, like, I'll bring the dog back here. And they're like, well, the pool's not at your facility. So they called me, a whole session. I said, that's too long. It was sitting in a lounge chair, telling the dog kids play. And now we represented that as calm. We did it with our dogs at the fence line. You know, our neighbor's dog, when we lived on Long Island, barked up. Zoe doesn't do it. In our apartment complex, Zoe doesn't bark at any other dog. She barks when she's allowed to.
right.
But sitting on the terrace overlooking and seeing other dogs down there, she's not supposed to do calm. Everything in my world needs to represent calm. Because I'm not that smart. They get the fights, they're not. They fight for reasons. Number one reason, overexcited. Food. Dominance, primitive.
Mm-hmm.
They don't fight out of anger. Like the way another dog looks.
Right.
They fight for specific reasons. If we learn how to actually stop it, most fights, when you have two dogs, a pack of dogs, and what do? We separate them. We separate the dogs. They fight. You go to your corner, you go to boxing. Dogs, when they fight, I deal with it right then and there.
Right.
And when they're both calm, though, playing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's in the moment, it's there. By thinking is the right thing to do, it actually creates the opposite effect of what they want. Because then eventually they jump out going at each other. Because, well, the last time I saw Sadie beat me up. And the time I saw, Sadie's gonna go, the last time I saw Fido was scared of me. I'm tougher. Each other, and they just automatically fight. Because it's a dominance game. Because they want it. Same thing with the play. You want to stop your dogs from playing? Stop them. Play, stop them. Most of the problems when I talk about people with excited dogs, stop the physical action, the obedience part. Hey, I'm sitting those still. Behavior modification goes. So you can stop your dogs from playing, and most of the ways we do is we end up yelling at them. Trademark saying is no anger, no frustration, but no nonsense. You don't need men. We're horrible. We got the testosterone crap. It's horrible. You women are no better, and that's that bubbly, nurturing thing. Not saying all women, not saying all men, but men think we can control. We can't. It doesn't work on humans. What the heck makes you? But out of fear.
Right.
I don't want a dog responding to me out of fear, because that can end up being.
Right.
Over nurturing them is not good either. No nonsense is bad. And again, back to what I was taught, because I said so. Or I know they ever wanted 5 reasons why. How many times do you explain to your dog why they shouldn't do something? Stop playing in the house, you're destroying it. Stop jumping on grandma, you're gonna knock her down. They don't understand the damn thing I'm saying. Sorry. Yeah, my first slip, so close. They don't understand us, but they do understand when you say no. That's what the leash is for. That's what your energy is for. Donna, I don't know if Still's in New York a few weeks ago. I was working with her and Stark, so the landscapers. So like one, I caught it early. We'll talk about leash activity about that too. And I just went nope because I used nope with him. He stopped dead in his tracks. It was like I threw the energy. Didn't let him escalate. When you're walking your dogs and they see, I'm going to almost guarantee you start your correction after they already exploded.
I had to turn around when we saw him coming to go
Right.
the other way,
But
but it was too late.
it's too late. And I tell people to do it. One, stop premeditating what you think might happen, because you can create it. I accept every challenge ever thrown at me. Nope. So if I was walking your dog, and I would start looking at the dog, and as soon as I saw any change, because we'll see the dog before they do.
Mm-hmm.
You see the dog, you're like, oh, I gotta go. Your energy changes. Looking at the dog, and if I see, most dogs when they walk, they got a strut. They're proud of themselves. There's change in that. And I correct them right there with the no. And I have them say, that explosion happened. That 0 to 10 scale everybody uses dictates it's easier to control things at a level 3 than it is a level 8. Mm-hmm. Most of the times when dogs are leash free, they're at a level 8. I won't. At that point, I very much need to avoid this situation. I will get the dog away from that situation, because by that point, I've lost them. I can't focus
Right,
on anything.
right.
But when they're in a state of mind, they can now change. So it's easier to catch them. The warnings. How many times people told me, my dog bit another dog, no warning.
Mm.
You know what it was? You just happen not to see it. Walking Sadie, and all of a sudden, we see another dog, and I see her body language comfortable with it. I'm going to be, nope, sit. Now I'm become relevant. I'm not saying you have to go walk over to the dog, but they should be able to watch that other dog pass. That takes time.
Yeah.
But it can happen. We have a German Shepherd in our complex. I can take that dog, and that guy still can't get it because he's overthinking, and I know what he's doing. And it's one, we run out of patience, and we're embarrassed. We're putting all our human emotions into them. No, and mean it. Reality check. So are most kids.
Oh,
In theory. Because if an alpha dog goes to correct another dog, it's very quick, it's very done. Right to another dog isn't going to explain it. We tend to explain it. Or we're trying to go through this journey that we go on with them. I make the correction, I sit there, and then I wait till I see a state of mind. That other dog pass, their state of mind is still not calm. Because they're still concerned about, I'm telling you, don't focus on me. Oh, you focused on me? Let's go. But it comes from you. And that's why I tell in that slide where I said breathe. Because people forget. Yeah. How many of you ever went to physical therapy here? How many times did that physical therapy? Because we forget when we're doing something that's stressful. I suppose I worked with a physical therapist and I got to say it. I felt so, I was like, breathe. And I watched. I think I could have taken like the biggest of
trees, broken at her. That's how, all of a sudden, she saw another dog and she, like, breathe. You know, it comes from you. If you're gonna say, there's another crud,
But what do you do and your dog
barks at everything.
consistently barks at only dogs? And he carries on. Otherwise, other dogs, large black dogs,
Do you have a friend or a neighbor that has a large black dog? You can set your dog up for.
he barks there.
Okay.
Up the block, and I'm not.
Ask her to come out there and just talk and have the leash on. And when your dog starts acting, oh, no. This is unacceptable doing that because that's kind of dangerous. You know, but you said, but don't, people talk about want to go for a walk, you know, getting more excited. People do that with the cars too.
Mhm.
And then they act like idiots in the car. Well, it's your fault. I've ever had trained that I've owned or worked. I shouldn't say owned, because that sounds really. I've had the privilege of having all laying down as soon as they get arms on, but she's still laying down calmly in the car. He's had a hard. I got your back.
He's looking at me because when he rides and she's in these shoes, he makes her sit in the back.
Safer.
Um,
You know, do you know an airbag can kill a dog? Sure.
yeah, what she does, she needs to be in her harness when she rides in the car.
And seatbelt it in.
Yeah, but we'll sit in the back, but she'll put her paws up on the armrest and right
Sure enough, the
beside
seatbelt.
the seatbelt. Y'all, not a horrible dog owner.
No, no, wait,
Yeah.
no,
Look at how good she's being, clear.
most people say that, they're horrible, but no, it's just, I had an understanding. And then when I'm not sure, I do a lot of research, I do a lot of things. And I did the research on airbags, and the speed that they come out with will, even an 80-pound dog.
Yeah, sure.
Why are we allowing them in the front seat? I watch a Chihuahua on my front lap, I'm like, that's just as bad as texting and driving.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
But also, you know, because I do read the news, I don't watch it, I read it more about it. You know, the car accidents, the dogs aren't secured in, the first responders do their job, they open the dog get the seatbelt in, or in a, you know, carrier, they're safer. My response, if she flies off that seat in between the back seat and the front seat, she can break legs. Do her, you're doing, you know. Again, you had that little boy there, would you? I got you back there. Your check's in the mail, right?
We'll double your salary.
Okay. 00. But it's just using a lot. So, the group classes, are you guys on my Facebook page yet? It's on the QR code, find it. I will be introducing the group classes, when I'm going to be doing them. All field down here. It will be safe. Every dog has to be on a leash. Women, I'm going to say this predominantly too. Sneaker, no flip-flops, no dangerous. You should never walk a dog in flip-flops and sandals. You do not have support. And I've seen people get hurt that way. So I've been known to throw people out because it's dangerous. And I'm all about it. And if you trip and twist your ankle, your dog gets loose because you're going to grab your ankle and drop the leash. So I'm a little bit of a stickler on the rules on that. But the group classes are about socialization. They're fun. Everything's at a safe distance. The problem-solving course. The three main programs, tweaking them. There are each are a 6-week program. You pay for the 6 week one because there's no set curriculum. It's pay as you go. I can't come up with a good strategy. My goal is, say you're in all groups, because that means we made progress. So, and you just have to see, that's why.
We've got the leash relaxed, the playing in the house and the barking and jumping. We got all that.
Again, don't open the door when
No,
they're
people
excited.
come into the house.
Open the door when they're excited.
I try to
really
get, yeah, that, say, let me know when you're coming so I can work with them.
Also, I do offer private one-on-one sessions, which is the most efficient way. If I can be for 2 hours, and usually I get in trouble because I go over 2 hours. My sessions are not in your home, we have the issues off. Group training is about socialization, more basic obedience to the goal of getting up to the American Canine Good Citizen. They will get certified. Where that comes in handy is not for breeds that people are biased against. A lot of the insurance companies see AKC and they will waive some of the fees. And anybody who, one of my big is I am focusing a lot on the emotional support side. Value to us. We're going to be rolling out a lot of programs about how to do emotional support. I need an emotional support dog so I can get moved into an apartment. If you don't need it, you don't need it.
Yes.
We want to change things in our family to make it, but we're on the bottom together. We help one family at a time. That's my true mission. Is through the dogs, I want to help people, and we realize mental disability in this country is rampant, and I feel we can help through the dogs. They're myself. Any questions, guys? Chris, you're going to bored you to death.
No.
I wanted to fill every seat here. I was a little disappointed. From anybody online, I keep forgetting to ask. We still got people watching? Okay. Well, if they're watching, we appreciate it. Tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, I'll be live again, hopefully with to do my normal Saturday morning coffee with Back to Basics Dog Training. Please come and join me there. Thank you. I apologize for the audio. Stay healthy, stay safe, God bless, and remember, together we can help one dog and one family.